Hey guys, today I wanted to cover a very important topic for solitaries because I haven't really discussed it a lot. I've seen it posted about a lot on pagan message boards and things like that. I've talked about it with several of my friends. And what I'm referring to is being sure about your path and your practice. That's not referring to, oh, I'm sure dedicatory religious witchcraft slash eclectic Wicca slash solitary Wicca slash whatever you want to call yourself is for me. It's more about being sure that you're practicing the right way. If you are practicing strictly by yourself, to not be sure if you're doing things right. And it seems that a lot of solitaries are experiencing this and kind of questioning that. And it is easy to be in the middle of a circle with all these candles lit, standing there sky-clad under the light of a full moon and being like, I feel dumb. And that happens a lot to people, especially when they're starting out. Even if there is a good energy flow and you are feeling the presence of the gods, it is easy to be like, I don't know how this is supposed to go. I'm just kind of questioning myself. And there are two different sides to this issue. There's that side, and then there's this where I am right now. I'm fairly confident in my practice. It's my knowledge that I'm not so confident about all the time. I feel like I have a good knowledge base. I feel like a few years ago, when I was thinking about what my path down this road would be like, and I saw myself 10 years from the beginning, and we are almost at the 10-year mark. And I kind of saw what I wanted myself to be like, and I don't feel like I'm there. And I don't feel like I'm even close to there. And it's easy to kind of exaggerate things and how you think things will go and how easy things will be for you when you start out on this path, and expect when you're 10 years down the road for you to be an expert in like 5 different areas and like working toward being an expert in like 2 others and ready to like be a high priestess and things like that. And even if you're being realistic with some of those goals, it's still really difficult 10 years down the road to be like, I haven't reached my goals. So I'm going to try to talk about both of those. The first, with not knowing if you're doing things right, I've talked about different times about how personal practice is different for everyone, and what's right for you won't be right for someone else, and it won't work out the same way. And with dedicatory religious witchcraft, at the very least, there's no real right way to do things as far as ritual and practice goes, although it is an orthodoxic path. So as long as you have right belief for this path, then you're pretty much on the right road as far as dedicatory religious witchcraft goes. But as far as practice, you do kind of have that, I'm by myself in a circle, naked, and I feel dumb. You might not be naked, but the nudity emphasizes the awkward and the uncertainty. I don't really have a lot of advice about how to make that feel better, to ease it out of that awkward phase and to know that you're doing things correctly. What I would suggest is to try to work with a few people, discuss your practice, discuss your feelings in ritual. You don't have to discuss the specifics of your ritual if you don't want, but having that open communication with other solitaries, it's going to help you with the confidence in your practice. Also, just keep practicing. Keep trying different things, and if you feel like it's going well for you. Another thing that can ease that I found is a lot of study. Some people rush into doing ritual and doing spells before they're ready, before they have the knowledge base. And then they do have that fear of doing things wrong or doing things that are going to bring about changes or unleash certain entities that they aren't equipped to handle. And that is what might happen if you rush into ritual. So there are certain warnings that you should heed. Certain things that you need to be prepared for in terms of ritual. So rushing into that is not doing yourself any favors, and I've discussed that too. I'm open to talking to people about their personal experiences if they feel like I'm the person to talk to. Wiccan Together is a great resource. It's one of the best social networking sites for pagans that I have found. It's amazing. and I can't stress that enough, and I'll put the link in the sacred space. But for those of us that have been studying for a while and we feel like we haven't reached the goals that we set out toward, there's still time. It's a journey that we have to work toward, and I keep telling myself that because it is really hard to not feel discouraged after such a long period of time and feeling like I don't know anything. That might sound odd to some of you, but I really do feel insecure about what I know, and it being part of Wiccan Together has actually stressed that, not knowing anything, and it's a very humbling experience. But it's also really difficult because you realize not only how little you know, but how much you don't know. And especially surrounded by the circle of people that I surround myself with on Wiccan Together, it's really difficult for me sometimes. And apparently I'm getting very emotional about this, and I don't know why. But I love my friends on Wiccan Together. They've taught me so much, and I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. But I just feel incompetent sometimes. The reason I wanted to make this video was because a few days ago, I was invited on Wiccan Together to be a part of a group for advanced practitioners. And I felt really intimidated. Like, usually talking to some of these people I feel intimidated, but even though I am friends with them, a lot of them. And I was really intimidated because they were listing the topics that they were going to talk about in this group, and I had never heard of the majority of them. To not even have heard of them is odd. Like, usually I'll have heard of things and not know a lot about them, or know nothing about them because they didn't interest me or I didn't have the resources to learn about them. And that was kind of what I was expecting. And that was what spurred me to make this video, because a lot of people seem to think that I'm really more intelligent than I actually am in terms of these topics. And I'm very open about the knowledge that I have, hence the YouTube channel and sharing it with you all. But I do recognize that there is stuff I don't know. And I feel like people have kind of put me on a pedestal. And I don't say this to be egotistical, it's quite the opposite. People have put me on this pedestal and I don't deserve it, I guess, is what I'm feeling like. So I don't know, I feel like I kind of tapped myself out with DRW. Part of me feels like that, and part of me feels like there's still so much else, and I have the rest of my life to learn, and there's still time to make contributions to the pagan community. But I'm just kind of scared. I don't know. This is really getting kind of incomprehensible, but the point is, everyone feels like this at some point, and no matter who you're with, there's that part inside of you feeling like you don't know enough, or you're a fraud, or you're not doing things correctly, no matter how long you've studied, no matter who you are. And if it's important in our spiritual growth to not let that hinder us, to let it push us to excel, to let it push us to continue to grow and learn and progress and help others. That's actually the reason I created my YouTube channel. It wasn't because I thought I was uber intelligent. It was because I knew this channel and sharing everything that I know with you guys would push me to learn more, to share with you guys, and to help others. And a little bit to help me not feel like a fraud. So I don't know. This was probably my most emotional video ever for some reason, and that counts the albinism and religion video. So I'm gonna cut it off before I cry again or something, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.